Hello, comment ça va? Okay, today we are continuing with our tenses. If you look on the screen, our topic remains tenses of the second language. So, we already have known that in French we have just 3 groups of verbs. First of all, we have the regular and the irregular verbs. Then we have the first group, the ER verbs. We have the IR verbs, and we now have the RE verbs. So in our last class, we have taken time to talk about the ER verbs. So our focus for this class is on IR and RE verbs. Now, like we have learned that for you to conjugate your verbs, you need your personal pronouns, and already we have our pronouns here, which you should have known by now. Okay, so having the pronouns down, the next thing is to know the endings of your verbs. Like I said, our focus is on IR and RE verbs. So our endings for IR verbs is IS, IS, IT, ISSONS, ISSEZ. Then finally, we have the ISSENT. C'est clair? So, having noted this, we are going to see some of the verbs we have in the second group. If you look through the verbs of the second group, you discover that we have abolir. Each of them ends with IR. Abolir, agir, avertir, bâtir, choisir, établir, étudier, finir, réussir, and it goes on. Grossir, guérir, maigrir, nourrir, obéir, punir, réfléchir, remplir, réussir, rougir, and vieillir. So all these verbs are second group verbs. Alright? So we are going to see just a few conjugation here. A few conjugation. So in our conjugation, already our pronouns are well written here. Our pronouns are well written here. And here we have our endings. The best thing you can do is to take time to learn your endings, the RE, IR, and ER endings. Once you have learned it, it becomes so easy to conjugate verbs and to make correct and wonderful sentences, because your conjugation is going to play an important role in your sentence making in French. All right, so here is our endings, and then we have our verb. So we want to look at these 3 verbs. Choisir. I said that choisir means to choose. And as it is, we said that this verb is still in the infinitive form, meaning that is in the original state, and we can't use it the way it is. We must conjugate it before we can use it. So we have the verb finir. Finir, we said it means to finish. Still in infinitive. Réussir. Réussir is to succeed. Still in infinitive. Now, back to choisir. For choisir, we see that the first thing we did was to remove our IR. And when we remove our IR, we have choix. We have choix. So we bring down our choix down here, and we come to this place and pick our IS and put it here. And here we have choisi, choisi, je choisis, I choose, or I am choosing. Je choisis un pantalon rouge. I'm choosing the red trouser. Okay? Je choisis une grande ballon. I'm choosing the big ball. So choisis continues. Then when you come to your second, you see, we still bring down the schwa. This is the schwa here. We still bring it down and we added our is. So that same way you are going to conjugate all your verbs perfectly. So to conjugate choisis, we have je choisis, tu choisis, il, elle choisit, nous choisissons, vous choisissez, ils choisissent. The same thing is applicable to the verb finir. Remove your IR, you will have fi. Just have fi. Okay? And we begin to add your endings. Fini, 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 finissons, finissez, finissent. Okay? Je finis, tu finis, il, elle finit, nous finissons, vous finissez, il, elle finissent. The same way. So you see, it's not difficult. Once you have known the endings, it's very simple, very, very simple. Okay? The same thing happens to réussi. Remove your I, R, and you have réussi. And you start réussi, 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 réussissons, réussissez, réussissent. So that is the same, just get your endings right. The job is done. Right? So looking at this, we also come to this, we also looked at this verb, fini. Okay, we've done it. Fini, je finis, tu finis, il, elle, on finit, nous finissons, vous finissez, il, elle finissent. Alright. So here we have agir. Agir is to act. To act. J'agis. Tu agis. Il, elle, on agit. Nous agissons. Vous agissez, il, elle agissent. Very simple. So what is the stress? Just master your endings. C'est fini. Once that is done, you are good to go. Okay? So we have seen verbs, different verbs. When you go back, you see we have a lot of verbs that you can learn. We have agir, we have fini, we have aboli, we have all of them. The same way you conjugate any of these, the same way, as long as they are regular verbs, the same way. Master your endings, and that is all. Okay, now we move over to the RE verbs. For the RE verbs, we have some examples. We have attendre, vendre, perdre, descendre, défendre, confondre, rendre. All these are your ER verbs. And the same thing happens when you want to conjugate. The same thing happens. Okay? For here we have vendre and attendre. Okay? So, what are our endings? Our endings are S here. You see, nothing is here, meaning that you don't need to add anything. Once you remove your RE, just leave it the way it is. There's nothing to add here. ONS, EZ, then ENT. Then we have a verb, we conjugate a vendre. Vendre simply means to sell. Je vends, tu vends, on vend, nous vendons, vous vendez, elles vendent. Now, you need to note, you don't pronounce this S. Sorry, yeah, you don't pronounce the S. Je vends, tu vends, on vend, nous vendons, vous vendez. Then this is where you pronounce your D. Elles vendent. Okay? The same thing happens here. Attendre. Attendre is to hear. J'attends. Tu attends. I hear. Or I am hearing. Okay? Tu attends. Il, elle, on attend. Nous attendons. Vous attendez. Il, elle attend. So you discover that conjugation is very simple. Very, very simple. Once you have been able to master your endings, it's not difficult to do. So here we have some examples, some exercises that you are to do. Okay, so let's do this first one together. Let's do this one together. Now, the instructions say complétez les phrases avec la bonne forme du verbe en IR. Conjuguez le verbe entre parenthèses au présent de l'indicatif. Conjugate these verbs in their present tense. That's all. So here we have two dash, tes devoirs avant de sortir. Now the verb that you are to conjugate is this verb in the brackets. Le verbe dans la parenthèse. That is the verb that you are to what? Conjugate. So to conjugate this, what are we going to do? What are we going to have? Yes. Here we have our fini in brackets in the infinitive form. So we're supposed to do what? To take it away and conjugate it properly. So first of all, we are going to remove our IR. So when we remove our IR, what are we going to have? We are going to be left with FIN. So what ending are we going to add to this? IS. Yes. IS. So here you have tu finis tes devoirs avant de sortir. Did you finish your assignment before? The same thing comes here. When you come to the second question, you have film ce soir. Nudage and film ce soir. And we have in the brackets, choisir. What do? Remove our IR and we have choix. Then when we bring our choix here, we are going to add our ISS. ONS. So it's now going to be nous choisissons. Nous choisissons un film ce soir. Nous choisissons un film ce soir. We are choosing a film this evening. Okay, so that is it. Then the L dash à la proposition du professeur. L dash à la proposition du professeur. Okay, the verb we are to conjugate is the verb réfléchir. Réfléchir means to think about something. So, what are we going to have? Remove our IR and we have reflex. Excuse me. Remove our IR, we have reflex. So what we're going to have is, we're going to ISSENT. And that way we have reflexes. So, elle réfléchit à la proposition du professeur. They are thinking about the lecturers or the teachers' proposal. Okay, so the same thing, we have the next verb, réussir. You remove your IR and you add your ISSEZ. Vous réussissez à l'examen. Vous réussissez à l'examen. Did you succeed in the exam? Vous réussissez à l'examen. Okay, so you can see that this is not a difficult thing to do. The same thing happens to this one. Il doit obéir toujours à ses parents. Il doit obéir toujours à ses parents. So what are we going to do? Remove your number to what? IT. Il obéit toujours à ses parents. Il obéit toujours à ses parents. He obeys his parents. Always. Or he always obeys his parents. So you discover that conjugation is a very simple. Once you can take time to look at the endings and know how to apply them rightly to the corresponding pronouns. That's all. So all that is remaining is exercises. So you discover that just the same way you will master your ER verbs, the ending of your ER verbs, the same way you're going to master the end of your IR verbs, and the same way you're going to master the ending of your RE verbs. Once you do that, you're good to go. Here also is an assignment. What to do. Here again, this is all for IR verb. Now let's take this RE exercise. We're going to do one, then you take time to do the remaining one for yourself. So this is for IR verbs. So the question, c'est conjuguer les verbes suivants au présent de l'indicatif. Complétez les phrases en choisissant la bonne forme du verbe. Choose the correct form of the verbs. Okay, this one we have option here. So we're going to choose. For example, je dors tous les matins. Alright, so here we have vendre, and vendre. So which of them is our answer? Okay, if we were to say this is A, this is B, and this is C. So our answer is going to be what? It can't be vendre. Vendre is already saying that this verb is still in the infinitive form. It has not been conjugated. So it can't be vendre. Then this is vend. Vend is not the answer. So our answer is vend. That is C. Vend with S. Okay? The same thing happens when you come to the next question. Nous dash le train. Nous dash le train. Nous attendre. Attendre is to wait. Okay? Of course, nous is we. Nous dash le train. We are waiting for the train. That is in English. So which form of the attendre are we going to take? Did I hear you say B? Yes, that is B. Because we say nous attendons le train. Nous attendons le train. So we are waiting for the train. Okay? Yeah. Then we come to the next verb, perdre. Perdre. Perdre is to lose. To lose. To lose something, to lose money, to lose money, okay? So tu dash toujours tes clés. Tu dash toujours tes clés. And we have perdre, we have perdre, and we have perdre. We have perdre, we have perdre, we have perdre, and what form is the right? Did you say B? Yes. The right one is B. So you say tu perds toujours tes clés. You always lose your key, or you always lost your key, you know. So, il dash aux questions. The next verb we're looking at is répondre. Répondre is to respond or to answer. So, il répondre, il répond, ils répondent aux questions. So which one is the right answer? Répondre, is that what you said? That's right. Because this is plural. It's plural. If it's singular, it's going to be this. This is they. Alright? Il is they, masculine. You know that already. So, ils répondent aux questions. They are answering questions. Alright? The same thing, finally, attendre. I've told you the meaning of attendre. What did I say attendre means? Attendre means what? Attendre means to hear. Alright. So in the brackets, we have three answers. Attendre, attendre, attendre. So which one? Our answer is B. B. This is L. Alright, so the other ones, this is for your own practice, and it will be very good if you can take your time and learn this. It will be very good, because normally questions is going to come from any of these what do you call it, exercises. So take your time and know them, and okay. So lastly, here we have this verb, this irregular verb. This is not part of what we're doing, but just to introduce us to this. Irregular verb, you have avoir, you have être, you have aller. These three verbs, we call them irregular verb. If you look at them, you discover that they don't follow the sequence of the ER, the regular verbs. Okay, for example, let's start with aller. This is ER verb, but you can see that it does not follow that ending of E, ES, E, ONS, EZ, ONT. So they just have their way of ending. So we call them the irregular verbs because they just behave anyhow. They end anyhow they want to end. Okay, so the same thing, this is IR verb. You can as well see, imagine, J, T, R, and all of that. So we call them irregular verb because they don't follow the pattern of the regular verbs. So we have a lot of them. But this one, in our next class, first we will just highlight it and then we'll move away from here. Okay? But take your time and learn it. Avoir means to have. Avoir means to have. That is in the infinitive. That is why when you now say j'ai, it means I have. J'ai un stylo. Tu as. You have. Il, elle, on a. She, has. Nous avons. We have. Vous avez. You have. Ils, elles ont. They have. So from here, you can make our sentences. J'ai un stylo. I have a pen. Tu as un stylo. Do you have pen? And all of that. The same thing happens here. Here we also have je suis. This is être. Être is to be. Je suis, I am. Tu es, you are. Il, elle, on est. He is, she is. Nous sommes. Nous sommes, we are. Vous êtes, you are. Ils, elles ont. Ils, elles sont. They are. Then for the aller, we have je vais, I go. Tu vas. Il, elle, on va. Nous allons, vous allez. Ils, elles vont. Then the last one is faire. Faire is to do or to make. Je fais, I'm doing or I'm making. Tu fais, il, elle, on fait. nous faisons, vous faites, so you see that these ones are irregular. So you just have to learn them the way they are. You don't have a particular way to say, okay, this is how I'm going to know. You just learn them the way they are. That is why we say they are irregular verb. Okay, so that is that. We stop here for today, and what I want you to do, take time, learn these verbs, the regular verbs, and then this one as well. Please, you also learn it because they are very, very important in our next topic of making simple sentences in French. God bless you. Au revoir.